Oh, and we're back, in theory, for the final part of my replaythrough of Warframe's story quests leading up to the new war. Oh, it's been an undertaking to get this done, sort of in time. There's a lot of story quests that I like in here. And some that maybe don't hold up as well on the replay through, but still interesting to me in a sort of like going down memory lane kind of way. Let's get right into it. We begin now with, let's see, the Deadlock Protocol.
Seven for, 7 against. Cast and recast 7 times. So, it is decided. The fleet has been retrofitted and redeployed to begin at once. New lanes. Trawling for old things. By prophet and void, by the blessed handless founder, we hereby invoke the Deadlock Protocol.
Solaris, be you Sumper, Rail Agent, Crab Diver, or Pit Boss, hear this. Your comrades, your friends, your family, good people with clear debts are being taken, vanished. Nathaniel, in his hubris, is writing checks and cashing them with Solaris lives. There is upset in the halls of Corpus Power. The foundations of their kleptocracy tremble. To Neth, we say this. You are seen. To the Solaris, make yourselves heard. To those who have aided us in the past, join us now. You are needed.
Well, we can't have that. Not with our new friends in Fortuna.
Sparky. Yes. Biz and I may be in over our heads on this one. Listen up. This Deadlock spat is costing Solaris lives. The Corpus founder, some long-dead cove named Parvos Granum, carries a lot of messianic clout. Well, Neff's claiming the old man's got an heir. If true, that heir can, by rights, claim total control of the board. Board schisms and infighting might be the main reason SU survived this long. If the board unifies under one person, one found by Neff, our people will never see daylight. I need you on this. You in?
Yeah, that sounds like it would be bad for everybody involved. Let's see, this should be a good vantage point. You can guard both interception towers like this just fine. So yeah, a little bit of history. This is the new Corpus ship tile set. The old one is just gone. They've just all been retrofitted completely. And it's snazzier, I'll give it that. I don't really have much, like, I don't have much other than, like, rose-tinted glasses for the old Corpus ship tile set. It definitely had its confusing layouts, and this has more space. It speaks a lot more to sort of the refined Corpus sensibilities that they've...
It's enough, all right. Patching through.
Ugh.
But a meager derivatives portfolio
Right.
limited
And they got better at making them hateable.
I never knew my parents. But as an orphan, poor as I said, I found great riches within the tenets of our glorious founder, Parvos, Granum. The Corpus became my family.
They fuzzed the band. Keep at it.
I mean, just me as, like, someone who writes for a living, I cannot help but appreciate how they've gotten better at the character writing and the dialogue writing over time. And boy, just like this whole, especially and they're playing in themes that I love, which is like the, you know, the hardworking versus the affluent. Me, you know, longtime fan of Leverage and whatnot. This is extremely up my alley in terms of theming. Anyone else want some? You do?
And my humility grew vast. I began to see a certain similarity. I wondered, who am I really? After a protracted negotiation, my birth mother sold to me the secrets of my conception.
Wait, what? Get that signal back.
Yep. The old Lost Air scam. Classic. I should probably sit over here. They seem to like going after that one in particular. It'll be just a moment. If he was an orphan, how did he have a birth mother to buy stuff from? That's right. It doesn't make any sense. I actually didn't catch that the first time around. It's very good. Another piece of absurd bullshit for the pile. I've always been just distracted doing the mission stuff that I never, like, caught those two bits of information together. It's like, wait, that doesn't...
Succession program.
It was up in Canada. You never would have heard of it.
It would seem that I am one of the sons of our late, great founder. And, more importantly, his heir. Now I have only to prove it. That is where all of you come in.
The brass on this mucker. I have to protect my people from this trust fund lunatic. Do your thing. I'll check in with my Whisper network. Let you know what they're saying. Talk soon. The brass!
I mean... yeah, like, whoever Nef Anyo's mother is, if she's even a real part of this story... I mean, surely she must be in order for this to be verifiable so that no one goes suing his ass, but... oh yeah, Nef is extremely...
Got dirt that isn't safe to shovel out in the open. You know where to meet.
yeah, Nef Anyo is extremely a portable toilet covered in neon. The funny thing is, he was introduced actually as like a one-time like event mission thing, where his first scam was like being like a prosperity gospel prophet, where he would take donations in the name of the void, and it was up to you guys as Tenno to us as Tenno to like hack the credits he was stealing and give them back before, you know, he just swallowed them up in his scam. That was Nef Anyo's introduction. Man literally clads himself in credits and investment streams. He is a and now he's got his role has expanded a bit since then. Yeah, he's now in charge of revitalizing the Orb Valis. And now he's going after like the board of directors themselves now, apparently. Like, Nef Anyo has gone places. And I think he started also as like kind of a generic boss during like the early open beta phase too. So like this has been a huge glow up for him. Anyway, I'm in deep with Solaris United, so let's go chat in the back room.
So, Nef's making a succession play. Sumper thinks he can prove he's a sprog of noble descent. No idea how. Parvos was assassinated before any of us were an itch. Biz?
Look familiar, Outworlder. Warframe, yes. But one of a kind. Protea. Legend says she was built specifically for and assigned to one Parvos Granum. Yes, part of a deal Granum cut with the Orokin themselves. Granum was no amateur. He had real power. Our ear inside says Nef's techs have found a lead on Protea's whereabouts. Protean traces, they're calling them.
Granum, the original taxman. Killed when someone, a board member most likely, sabotaged the void drive of his personal transport. Nef wants gene proof, but there's nothing left to scan.
And yet, so they believe, they found Granum's Warframe bodyguard, who was with Granum when that void drive went critical. So, who is to say what's true?
Biz once told me.
Our people are vanishing because of this. That's true, I know it. I don't care if Parvos Granum is dead, alive, or making change tap dancing in a Grenier officer's mess. Sparky, you find what Neff's looking for. You'll find out what happened to our people. Get on it.
All right. What happened to the volunteers? The people kidnapped from Fortuna.
Protean detectors should be on board. Not sure what they look like. See what you can find.
It's, right. It's a great, big hand.
Granum tribute. Story is, Parvos was missing his left hand. See if you could...
Another engineering blunder? We need confirmation. Reset and get our next volunteer into position.
What was that?
I think it was a void temporal shift. I'm not entirely sure. I've never seen one before. Small, though. About as big as a person. Patch me into the system. Could do with some noise while I'm eyeballing the bits.
Nathaniel, you are found. Remember the first days of Fortuna. Your failure, our victory. Without the Solaris, your aspirations are nothing. Return our Solaris brothers and sisters, or to nothing. So I swear, you will return.
You and your bleeding heart, Tenno's thugs. I really don't have time for this. My robotics, on the other hand, do. Kill crews, take care of this. I have history to make.
Yeah, good luck with that. Man, I've just been rocket launching everything for a while now.
Protean trace spiking. It's time. Send in the next volunteer.
They're gearing up for something.
Send in the next volunteer for what?
No! Biz! What is that thing?
I'm not. Outworlder, hold position. I'm getting something.
He'll pay for this. Volunteers. He's killing our people for some kind of weapons test.
Maybe not. I'm still pulling signal from that jockey's rig.
What kind of signal?
I don't know yet. Outworlder, don't let them cut the signal before I can decode it.
know what it is about this particular, like, corpus lore that interests me so much, but I'm kind of digging it. I mean, I've been digging it since it came out. And I think it's, like, where, like, the profit-driven, you know, part of the corpus meets sort of its own, like, business-based mythology. Feels... I don't know, it grips me in a way that, like... maybe there's just nothing complicated to it.
By prophet, by void, it's real. It's real.
What is this? What are we looking at?
The jockey's feed.
Sparky, you better get out of there. Well, we make sense of this.
Plus, like, it's them... the corpus applying all their business sense to muck around with, you know, space-time stuff they cannot possibly comprehend, but they're blindly pursuing profit, so of course they're gonna do it. And sacrifice unwilling human lives in the process. That just feels kind of... it's on the nose, but it also... it just kind of works organically, honestly, for me.
We'll be waiting for you, Outworlder.
Back to the back room.
To the Corpus Board and my many supporters across the Origin system, everyone is asking, when will I, Nephonio, end this unprofitable, squabbling deadlock? People are saying, Nephonio's perfect for the big seat, a visionary, an exemplar, protege of the great founder himself, Parvos Granum. Friends, our time is at hand.
It also might be that they're pulling a bit from, shall we say, recent events to inform this character in his scam.
How many kids are going to grow up in the feds because of this? How many parents lost because I couldn't do my job?
Yudi. There's a vent kid a very long time ago who would have hero worshipped the woman she became. You're enough.
If Neff intends to visit that pocket for his proof, he won't risk himself. Not at first. Sparky, you can beat him to it. Biz has figured out how to activate Neff's Granum tributes. You won't believe this.
These tributes are essentially coin-operated. You'll need a Granum crown. You'll have to search the ship.
Neff as the Corpus figurehead, with the united board behind him, will be hell for us and workers everywhere. See if you can get across first. Tax whatever proof he's hoping to collect, muck up his plan, and find our people.
Well, that we can do. Invading some kind of coin-operated intertemporal travel. It's absurd in in just the best way for me, honestly. But yes, we need to get special Granum crowns to activate the activate these golden hand idols, so we can pierce into the Granum void.
To cross over, you'll need to find a Granum crown first. Search the area.
Yeah, the mild disbelief from the business.
They
Just
may have
yes.
survived. I've told more than enough kids their parents aren't coming home.
Cruz, the tomb is verified intact. Dispatch the treasurer with my offering. It's time I paid tribute myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's our chance. Time to tax the taxman.
If only Parvos could have lived to see this day. Imagine his face, beaming with pride, as he bestowed upon me his son, that sacred golden hand. My surgeons have assured me the procedure will be quick and painless. A pound of old flesh for a glorious new leg.
I'd pay top credits to crap in Neff's coffin. Double if he was still alive.
Greater than your diet. One scan of Parvos Granum, and my lineage shall be proven. None shall deny me. What? Tenno? Again? Not today. As Parvos' heir, it is my offering to make. I am coming, Father. It is I who shall pay tribute. Your Neff is almost home. They must not reach him before we do. Is that understood?
Him! As if the body would still be intact. Something's off. Get to the tribute. Expect some friction.
It does sound like he's believing his own BS, yeah. Believing his own hype, which is the most dangerous thing you can do, certainly. He's starting to buy into the thought that, hey, maybe he's got a special rich dad who will give him all the power of the corpus. And you know, unfortunately, the best common believe their own hype, or the worst, maybe.
We've got a lock on you, Outwelder. Good luck.
It has been so long since these old eyes beheld another living thing here in the sanctuary. I am Parvos Granum. Thank you for finding me.
I the void. You are alive. My faith never wavered.
I live. Treachery seethed within the heart of the faith I had built when the board's assassins overloaded my transport's void drive. Protea, my beautiful Protea, and her gift for manipulating time preserved me. But at the cost of all that she was. Now, she is nothing more than a specter of her former self. My beautiful Protea. That is why you have been invited here.
Father, permit me to show you all I have built in your name. Do Neff Onyo that honor.
My name. I have watched you. Mon monuments to narcissism, demanding others sweat in your stead, gorging upon that which you have not earned. Watched as you claimed for yourself my teachings of self-reliance, perverting them into a flaccid philosophy of sloth, of idleness. Is that you, my son?
No, that must be a different son.
You know nothing, falling short as you do of every ideal that I value. Your words, your efforts, are the model of inadequacy. I called you, Nathaniel, but I do not need you. I need them.
Uh-oh.
Them? Tenno? Father! You're making a mistake. Come now.
Protea has scanned her kin, and
Oh.
with that, she is reinvigorated. Now, my lovely, if you wouldn't mind, show our guests the door.
We've got a lock on you, Outworlder. Good luck. What the hell? Outworlder, I'm pulling sensory feeds from a trip you haven't taken yet. And hearing myself say things I've never said in a place I've never seen. Parvos? Yudi, you should see this. What if Neff has similar logs?
Biz has a handle on the time jump, but we've got bigger problems than Neff now. Get out of there.
Well then.
Good enough, am I? Inadequate, am I? Been watching me, have you? Well, watch as I show you how we do things these days. Crews, repel those specters! We have bigger fish to fry.
So the Parvos Granum is, you know, the founder of the Corpus, you know, or the Prophet cult. And sure, is very against the, you know, the idle wealth of that signifies the Corpus these days, but he's still a greedy bastard. And oh no, he might actually be competent, which is the worst news we could have gotten from this entire trip. He's alive, and he might be good at his job. And he has a time manipulating Warframe, which, oh boy. Yeah, the Protea might be an issue here. So we need to build the Zorus to handle that. We need to build a special glaive that can sort of handle that energy.
Neff's given us a cipher for an old Granum file. Phantasmic scintilla and motive forces. We'll need more specifics to build whatever this tool is.
I don't know if we should trust that it's from Neff, unless we stole it from Neff, in which case I'm all on board. Careful. There we go. You'd think I'd be used to this by now.
Looks like a partial find. Let's see if Anyo's cipher works as promised.
Some doors ought to remain closed. Now, that's not in my worldview. Fire, fusion, void. Progress always comes entangled with risk, with violence. With the precious sample obtained, development is accelerating. The Entrati have kept their secrets long enough.
Who could have done this? Yeah, the music blasting Warframe can do stealth. She just has everything. Just disappear into the groove.
That's not the good noise. Pull that data now, Sparky, or it's gone.
Went just a tad too early.
I am calling it the Spectre Particle. As my Archimedes explained, mimicry is in its nature. An echo, exposed to precept circuits, we are able to imprint behaviors, like an infant mirroring her surrogate. Only this infant can set the world on fire.
Did he invent specters? Figure out specters? Just make sure no one's coming up behind. Oh, can't go through that grate. Oop. There we go.
Think they control us. They hit our research site for the Warframe assault team. Of course they did. I baited them to do it. The whole site lit up. 80 megatherm bloom. The whole lab vaporized. Those Warframes with it. Fire, fusion, void.
Parvos Granum originated Spectre particle theory? Guts. This old recruit is a whole other order of intelligence, and that's bad for us. Get back to your ship. I need to figure out this Zorus thing.
Basically what I said.
Thanks for the fast work, Biz. Sparky, listen up. Biz's findings indicate Parvos might be close to translating himself from that reality into our own. We're not exactly sure how, but we're getting some odd readings. You've got to build the Zorus before Parvos gets free.
A weapon. Glaive class, but with an energy trap. Spectre particles, maybe. Has a mid-flight detonation trigger. Tricky, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. Gear up and let's go.
The Zorus. Let's go. I've already built it, so we just kind of skip over that step.
You're too late! The tributes are jammed open and the old man's errant specters have control of my ship. They're spreading through the fleet. I have no choice. If I can't have my fleet, no one can.
Oh, good.
This was not the deal, Anno. We have yet to rescue our people. Disengage the destruct.
I can't do that. But don't worry. I'm already at a very comfortable, safe distance.
Duty, the fleet's going to blow. Outwelder,
Wait, it's a time prison, right? Sparky, if you can get back inside before the reactor tilts, you theoretically have all the time in the world.
Nice. I like the humor they're injecting into this. The Chains of Harrow and Sacrifice got really dour and dark.
Biz. I don't think they made it.
Outwelder? Yudi, they're alive! Listen, Nef's whole fleet is overloading. Huge energy spike. We need to take out Protea. Ready that Zorus. There, our rig jockeys. They're trapped in some kind of energy enclosure. You'll need to charge the Zorus to break it open.
Risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. There's no stopping this without stopping Protea. A bit like eating your own, no?
Here they come. Take out the errants, then use the Zorus to trap the Spectre particles that escape. You'll have to time it just right.
You have to use the alt fire to trigger the mid-flight detonation. That's how you do it.
Full charge. Now, target the enclosure trapping our jockeys. You'll need to trigger your Zorus to discharge near them. Well done, Outwelder. Now bring the rest home. charge. Now, target the enclosure trapping our jockeys. You'll need to trigger your Zorus to discharge near them. Full charge. Now, target the enclosure trapping our jockeys. You'll need to trigger your Zorus to discharge near them.
By now, your friends have noticed that the overloading void engines are preventing the exits you opened for my captives from closing. Well done, and goodbye. Enjoy your stay.
Cunning road. Outworlder, you've got to get out of there.
Where are you at?
That's it. The cycle's degrading. That's it. The cycle's degrading. That's it. The cycle's degrading.
Oh, still got one more? One more in you? Alright.
Sensory feeds, just like last time. So, the Zorus worked. In a battle that never... Or did it? I have a headache.
Our people are calling in, Sparky. They're coming home. Tonight, all Fortuna will be singing a verse in your honor.
Well, that was exciting. Probably one of their better set pieces, except for the fact that a lot of people have a lot of trouble with figuring out the Zorus, including me on my first time. It's very finicky to figure out, like, oh, you need to do the alt-fire detonate. And you also need to get the power throw timing right to make the most of that.
Solaris, we are reunited. Parents to children. Family to family. Take this time to hold one another. For tomorrow our struggle continues. We will persevere. Know that our emancipation is writ in the stars. With Solaris and Tenno united.
All of us, the multitudes, drifting and listening. But you need to remember.
Particular mention should probably go to, let's see.
The sheep may be. It never troubles the wolf.
Do we not have it anymore? darn. There's an email you get from Parvos Granum after the end of that quest, where it's basically revealed that he got out, and he's got plans for the Corpus. Probably not plans that the Corpus will like, and he is cunning enough to make deals with whoever he pleases. So he's gonna be basically, you know, foreshadowing that he's gonna be having his own thing to do, which we'll see shortly-ish, I suppose.
Thinking, operator. I thought you'd want to know.
So if possible, the next quest I would do to replay after this would probably be Heart of Deimos. But that is not replayable. But basically, Deimos around Mars, an infested open world with its own faction to deal with, the Intrati family, over at the Necrolisk. They have a quest for you that introduces you, much like Vox Solaris introduces you to the Orvalis. The Heart of Deimos introduces you to the various features of Deimos and the infested plains.
There you are again. Farewell.
Naturally, I've maxed out my standing with them. And the main thing you get from this, or rather the main thing you unlock the path to constructing through a bit of grind from all this, I will show you briefly now.
That's somebody growing out of a flower?
Yeah, that's somebody growing out of a flower. Hello, Oblivious.
Hello.
How goes it?
I woke up tired, distressingly.
Yeah, I hear ya. Here, have a side stream. So
Mentally,
anyway,
I'm sound, so I've got that going for me.
Yep. So anyway, I was just telling the people that we can't replay the Heart of Deimos quest that introduces you to, well, Deimos and the infested open world area. But one of the consequences of completing that is you can work your way to getting your own Necramech.
Beg pardon?
Necramech.
I see.
It's a mech walker.
So you're already a frame, which is like already kind of a construct thing, and they hop into this extra exo frame thingy.
Yep. Much older and more ancient, but possessing power of its own.
Yeah, those guns don't look like they tickle.
Yep. There's two varieties of Necramech currently available. There's the basic one, which is the Void Rig, and then this is the Bone Widow. And getting all the components for these, let alone leveling them up and giving them a good build, is, not gonna lie, a heck of a grind. Not a fan.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it's probably a massive pain from the sounds of it.
Yeah, but maybe it's something base and childish in me, but I love this thing, especially now that I've put all the time into leveling it up and getting the mods for it and whatnot.
Spud digs giant robots.
I like the giant ships. I like the giant robots. I like the big stompy, big stomping grounds that are the open worlds. I like the new things this game tries, and I love how it keeps pushing itself.
Oh hey, no judgment here. I'm a fan too.
Yeah. But yeah, that's don't really have like a good spot to show off the Necramech's capabilities yet, but that's sort of the summary of Heart of Deimos. Is you do some quests here and meet the Entrati family, and by interacting with them, doing like going into the deep vaults beneath Deimos, you battle extant Necramechs, get their parts to make your own Necramechs.
Nice.
Which, yeah, that's the whole process. And apparently you need a Necramech to engage in the new war. Hopefully they have toned down the requirements of that a bit. But anyway...
You don't sound too optimistic.
I never know. I feel weird because, like, I got into a lot of this stuff when it... I play a lot of this stuff when it's new, so I go through the grind and get the stuff myself. And then I do that because I'm really attached to this game. But, like, trying to make the case for anyone else to do this, I just can't do that in good faith. I just can't be like, no, it's fine. The grind's not that bad. No, it's pretty bad. But it's a free-to-play MMO, so it's like, eh.
You get what you don't pay for.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on to finally, the bottom of my list. We are finally at the most recent quest update before New War, which I wanted to go over for a particular reason that will become obvious down the line. The Call of the Tempestarii.
Sounds ominous.
It sure is. Yeah. You get an inbox message, something happens. Skip over that. This actually requires us to go on the railjack.
The flying thing?
Yep, the big ship. Because this requires us to. This quest node takes place in the Veil Proxima.
Is another great truth.
Hello. What?
Potential catastrophic sensor glitch. Visual confirmation required. Crew.
Who's that walking around in the background?
I got some crewmates. NPC crewmates.
Commence
Nice.
salvage. Void storm resurgence probable. Get the lead out.
Just gonna scavenge in the middle of this void storm. Gonna go all in on the nautical metaphors now.
Corpus salvage team headed for debris field.
My turret gunners already got him.
Always good to have reliable help.
I think the inbox message from site that starts all this is
Sensor glitch is back. Stay sharp.
just like,
This
hey,
may not be a bug.
your Corpus carrier got caught in a void storm and dropped a bunch of supplies. We could probably use them. Go get them.
Siege team
Yoink.
eliminated.
You have borders?
Alert. Void storm imminent. Corpus reinforcements imminent. Obligatory withdrawal imminent. This escalated quickly.
Captain Vala Glarios.
Hey,
So
cutscene.
pleased to meet you. I should have expected Tenorats among the flotsam. Sequester that railjack for Parvos.
Oh boy.
Gunfight not an option. Isolating escape corridor.
I mean, we can take it, probably.
Anomaly detected.
We got this. Question mark.
Waits for the shadow. Phosphine Cliffs. That takes me back.
I see you, you bastard. I see you! Contact Parvos Granum immediately. Get me authorization for multiphasic ordnance. Tell him I've found the damned ghost.
Oh.
Evasive. Focus shields.
Isolating escape corridor. All hands, evasive maneuvers. Escape corridor locked. Grab something.
I'm still using the Zorus.
Captain Glarios knows something about that vessel. Crew, infiltrate and recover Orokin-era naval records. Our ghost ship has a name. I want it.
Alright, off we go.
Crew, disable priority targets before hitting that capital ship.
So this is the update that introduced the Corpus nodes to the railjack system. Before it was just Grenier.
Clear the tubes and launch ground sleds.
Because who doesn't like shooting a Grenier?
I mean, yeah. But we like a little variety too.
Crew, strategic targets disabled. Time for the main event.
I love this big old ship combat stuff. It never fails to.
Torpedoes primed.
Never fails to make me go, ooh, pretty.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to link something in the main server. I found it before I took a nap, and I forgot to link it. Speaking of ship combat.
Alright, there might also be a sumachord tone on this ship, so I need to be on the lookout for that. Also, it's another spy mission, because they love making us do spy missions here. Gonna have to check every nook and cranny. Again. Back here? No.
Ah, yes, found it.
Found what?
Your space combat thing reminded me.
Oh, I can't look at it right now.
Oh, I know. It's gonna be a surprise when you get done after the stream.
I mean, if you're gonna drop it as a conversation starter and then not start the conversation, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna not tell you what it is. It's a somebody decided to do a Star Wars animation with the starfighters and all that stuff. It specifically Battle of Endor stuff. It's really cool.
Okay.
Just something to add a minute of awesome to your day.
All right. All right. Let's see if I can actually do this.
Now back to the Spud stream.
Yeah, back to what we're actually doing here.
We're just going invisible.
By playing music.
Definitely seen Stranger.
Fair enough.
Ah,
yes, hacking minigames, the bane of my existence.
They're very present in this game.
The Tempestarii. Void rescue craft. Missing since the old war.
Oh, might have it. Might have some chord tone. Here we go. There we go. Sleeping in the cold below, 1 of 2. That's what we're looking for. Alright, go back to regular minimap now.
Yeah. You gotta love a sneeze that just hurts your whole body.
Yeah, that's always fun, right? Also, the trend of you hurting yourself on my streams continues.
Well, in this particular case, it's just a reflex and not something stupid that I did.
There is that.
Hack, 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 hack.
This one's just an obstacle course. Oh dear. Almost lost it right there. Okay, got there.
Yeah, I'd imagine with all those extra moving parts on Octavia, I would think that getting through the laser things would be the most difficult part.
Thankfully, there's sort of a core hitbox that is relatively
multiple commendations.
Consistent.
Yeah, consistent. I'm just waiting for the dialogue to end there.
Oh, sorry. I figured that was the case. I was just my brain wandered off and thinking it's like, man, it's gotta suck for all those little stray bits and bobs when you got to do stealth missions.
Yeah, thankfully they don't actually impact your collision volume in any way.
Yeah. That would be an incredibly embarrassing thing for a stealth mission to go awry just because of a wayward tassel.
Yeah. It would deeply harm the fashion frame end game.
Fashion gaming, the real end game for any game.
Yep. From MMOs to from Final Fantasy XIV to Sonic Forces.
Oh yeah, these. I remember these types of drop-in laser what's-its.
And there we go.
During a void storm of unprecedented magnitude. Interesting. Final mission contains a black mark. Refusal to withdraw.
The data without losing any of it.
Transmissions. Calling into the void before being.
Or I assume that's what happened.
Are you listening to the side stream or not?
Since the Tempestarii went down, saving lives.
Actually, I have the habit of leaving everything muted so it doesn't echo through my mic.
Well, I'm trying not to speak during dialogue, so being able to hear it would help. Wait, do we have borders? Guys? Why is their alarms going off? Oh, I guess we're just gonna go to dry dock, alright. This one just auto-advances, it's neat.
Duty lingers, like pain in a phantom limb, like the voices of a crew, long dead. The Tempestarii is suffering, searching for one final rescue. Saving us may enable her to complete her duty.
All right.
Tenno deployed.
Do I need a Zekti Lathe? No, we're good. I already got the best one I can get from that. All right. Signal the Tempestarii, sure.
Who waits for the shadow? Possibility.
Oh, well, I'll be. The answer was pretty simple.
Protocol. Loading Orokin era distress countersigns. Prepare to disengage void drive.
Oh, I should have changed up my arsenal before we left. Oh well.
Ah, Tenno.
You just check on things first.
Yeah, apparently the reason why a sneeze can hurt your whole body is just simply that the muscles aren't ready for it. It just kind of creates a violent ripple.
I mean, that makes sense.
Transmitting Orokin era distress signal. Here goes nothing. Waits for the shadow.
Your golden masters. Countersign unsatisfactory. Evasive maneuvers. Attempting to reopen communications.
Yeah, maybe saying that we're Orkin was probably a bad idea for a Tenno ship.
Comms channel reopened.
Waits for the shadow.
We, the lost souls. She hears us. Tempestarii, all aboard are safe. Your mission complete. The Tempestarii has lowered shields. Crew, your presence is requested aboard the Tempestarii.
Okay, then. And they absolutely did sneakily spawn the other some chord tone on my ship in the forge.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yep.
Also, with my... I was thinking earlier, it's like, this is probably a bad idea to call our ship this, and I was like, well, with my limited exposure to the game, when has a bad idea ever stopped us?
Call our ship what?
The thing at the beginning of the mission, calling the, what would you say, call the Tenno ship, Orcus?
Orkin, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Well, you know, Orkin being ultimately enemies of the Tenno, so...
Yeah. I let a bad idea get in the way of a good time.
Hello, Sevagoth's shadow.
Oh, that,
The shadow. Concentrated void energy. He is not conventionally alive. Their final rescue. The location data is corrupted. He cannot retrieve it. We can help. Data restored. Downloading coordinates. Brace.
Their shields are down! Oh, sweet Tenno! You went and lulled the beast to sleep for me. How kind!
Whoops.
I was working in an exosuit when the Tempestarii destroyed Lucretia platform. I drifted for days among the frozen fragments of my crew. My sisters. I dreamed their dead, gaping mouths were singing with me yet.
Gonna need you to actually listen to this part, Oblivious.
No, I'm paying attention.
So it's into the void now, me girl. girls and me boys, from mother's hands we go. We'll be sailing to the sun till the voyage is done, then we'll be sleeping in the cold below. Sisters below, below, we're going where the winds don't blow. Yes, we're all bound down to the deep, and we'll all be sleeping in the cold below, below, sleeping in the cold below. Our sailing ships for the hard and the quick, we roll our load and go. There's a living to be made, or there's hell to pay when you're sleeping in the cold below. Sisters below, below, we're going where the winds don't blow. Yes, we're all bound down to the deep, and we'll all be sleeping in the cold below, below, sleeping in the cold below. There's a man on high with the devil in his eye and a golden hand, I'm told. It can hurt you, it can hold you, he can kick you or console you when you're sleeping in the cold below. Sisters below, below, we're going where the winds don't blow. Yes, we're all bound down to the deep, and we'll all be sleeping in the cold below, below, sleeping in the cold below. Sisters, you so wise and true, when it's my time to go, won't you lay me down under Granum crowns, and I'll be sleeping in the cold below, below, sleeping in the cold below. Sisters below, below, we're going where the winds don't blow. Yes, we're all bound down to the deep, and we'll all be sleeping in the cold. Sisters below, below, we're going where the winds don't blow. Yes, we're all bound down to the deep, and we'll all be sleeping in the cold below, below, sleeping in the cold below, below, sleeping in the cold below. Today we sail on the solar rail, for there's much we just don't know. So farewell with a kiss, then it's fast for the mist, till we're all sleeping in the cold below.
Multiphasic beams have the Tempestarii imprisoned. Solution: junk the beam generator.
And we're back. So yeah, Warframe has a sea shanty.
Are the only monsters this system needs.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Of all the things I was expecting, a space sea shanty was not one of them.
Yeah.
And eat its heart.
Objective: collapse the anchor field. Phase 1 complete.
Anyway, enough sea shanties. It's time for Megalovania. It's time for my MIDI.
Hey.
Measures. Progress halted. Please assist. Progress halted. Jamming drones. Jamming drones. Yay. Work complete. Failing. Get to the override terminal.
Forget capture. We'll sift through the wreckage instead. Tracers locked? Engage.
Back to the Tempestarii, now. Tempestarii is charging unidentified countermeasures. Stay in range. Swat down pests.
Sisters! Hear me! Pound them to hell and back! By the hand Parvos himself!
We are part of this story. We have a duty. Enter the void. Search and rescue. We must complete the Shadow's final mission. Together. Cephalon Size Report. Tempestarii. Final voyage. Today, a centuries-long journey ended. Together, we braved a turbulent void. Deep within, he who had been lost was found. Sevagoth, a Warframe believed lost to the void forever. His energy almost extinct. With his last spark of life, Sevagoth embraced his shadow once again, and both were at peace.
And then we shot it out of the railgun and blew it up for some reason.
It seems like a waste to me.
Well, I guess now we can get the parts. We gave them a burial at sea, and now we can go and build Sevagoth for ourselves. Also, that captain we blew up ended up here for some reason.
It's Thanos.
Might as well be, I guess. Okay, so maybe he didn't entirely escape the Granum Void, but he's there and operating from there.
Victory dance.
And now we have access to Void Storms, which are kind of like Void Fissures, but for the Railjack, which are rather lucrative. We have access to, you know, Corpus Railjack missions, which kind of look like what we just went through. Managed to get the Soma Chord tones for that stuff. So I can put Sleeping in the Cold Below on my ship's playlist. Let's see. In theory, anyway. Dream is where you are. Or not, maybe. Did it not count? Could have sworn I got the 2 that I needed.
Oh no.
Oh, that sucks if that's the case. Well, anyway, there's one last thing to take a look at. And that is...
For now.
For now. This is the end. This will be the last thing for my little quest playthrough, and that is... What is the deal with the Sisters of Parvos?
My brother
Good question.
was a witless man, happy as a hog, face down in the trough. No thought of the farmer's axe. He was a brute above my asperous constitution. Yet he had not the will nor the guile to let me guide that brawn. So, in my youth, I often imagined I had another sibling, a specter of sorts. A sister. And in my mind, she and I, oh, how we would conspire. Great schemes, risk trades, rapacious plots. And should I ever find myself back at the trough, penniless, betrayed, rich only in enemies, she'd be at my side, axe in hand.
So yeah, the Grineer have Kuva Liches.
Your murder of me is now redefined as your attempted murder of me.
Operator,
And
the system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
The corp is now the Sisters of Parvos.
I have waited, just as Parvos waited. Now I strike.
And that was kind of, besides like the Prime Resurgence event going on, kind of the latest actual content, new content update before New War. So we are up to the present now. In the span of about a week, I have gone through like a huge chunk of Warframe's story and history.
A lot of lore.
Yeah. So now we are all caught up. I have now shown everything there is that is more or less worth showing in the broad strokes. And I can take very, very tiny break before New War drops, and I'm gonna stream that. Oh. I'm as ready as I'm gonna get.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
So yeah, thank you for sitting around and joining me on this journey, this trip down memory lane. It is done. That is the story so far, going into the New War. And, yeah.
Nora tries, dreamers. You know she does. But I swear, sometimes you be
That's a lot of lore.
Yep.
and some idiot wants to talk about the weather.
And there's still, like, so much more that I haven't even really touched. But,
yeah, that's the main plot. I'd imagine there's side stories and all that.
Yeah, there's bits and pieces here and there. There's a whole journey through the star chart to go through first, and and side quests involving other warframes and whatnot. But that is generally like the journey leading up to New War, which is what I wanted to cover, from Awakening through, I guess, the Call of the Tempestarii, just to kind of establish that railjacks and have become a bit more of an important thing. So. And just because I like the whole Parvos Granum subplot a lot, actually, I think Parvos Granum is a really fun character. All right. Well, that'll do for this stream and this series and whatnot. It's been like 4 hours just today. I'm gonna get these uploaded for tomorrow. Not gonna stream tomorrow. I'm gonna actually rest and recuperate. And then Wednesday is going to be the big day. And I will not... I have now absolved myself of the responsibility to explain anything during New War, and I can just enjoy it for myself.
If anybody asks
me, like, I have a whole series now.
Point to that.
Going for over all the stuff. You can watch through that for, like, oh dear God, like 12 hours of stuff now. And
which is probably a lot faster than doing it yourself.
Yeah, because like I've skipped over like all of the, you have to progress past certain like progression barriers to get to all these quests and like and building stuff and all that. Anyway, I'm gonna call it. Thank you so much. See you in a couple days.